and set up initially for heading on my autopilot if I use that instead of the GPS, which will kind of doesn't respond to heading well. All right. Going to go up and see if the gear works and going to fly in some fairly good crosswinds. The demonstrated crosswind limit for this airplane is 19 knots, and I'm sitting here, last I looked, at 16. That engine doesn't like to keep running. That is not a good sign. See what we can do here. Well, I think I had it lean back a little too much. You lean for taxi out, and if you lean a little too much, it's not happy. Okay? That's fine as long as it keeps running when we take off and things like that. That's when I really want it to work. Okay. All right. Good stiff crosswind. You can see the windsock. Probably not very well. Well, you might be able to on the camera. Depends on how I edit it. But the windsock is, that's not too bad. It's fairly stiff, but this will be fun. Oh my gosh, even the plastic coyote is hiding himself there. He's scared. Okay. One good thing about it, it's not a nice day to fly for students, and I am going to have the pattern to myself as far as I can tell. Okay, let's get out here. Let's do a run-up check. Okay, running on the right mags. Everybody's good. Everybody's running. EGT comes up on everybody. Okay, running on the left mag. That looks good also. Feather check. There we go. Okay. That's interesting. Left CHT6 says I have a bad probe. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Control check. Let's get strobes on. Let's go through the checklist. Make sure we got everything. Pumps look good. Things on, yeah. Gonna put those guys to low. Mixture's full up. Okay. Fuel quantity is good. Suction's good. Yeah, it doesn't like running when it's full rich like that. I mean, it's great on takeoff for cooling. Cowl flaps, wing flaps. Okay, we are set. Trim is set. Okay, lights is required. Doors closed and locked. Warning lights are clear. Okay, did the flight control, seatbelts, altimeter sitting, yes. Okay, we're...
UX, Lake in the Hills Airport, VFR Automated Weather Advisory, wind 170 at 13, gust 20, altimeter 2982.
Okay, 2982. He's not calling the winds quite as bad, so that's good.
UX, Lake in the Hills Airport, VFR Automated Weather Advisory, wind 170 at 12, gust 20, altimeter 2982.
Okay, that's all good. Lake Hills traffic, Great Lakes, November 727. Lake Hills traffic, Twin Cessna, November 213. Mike is departing runway 26, staying in the pattern. Gotta get the right airplane. Okay, everything looks clear. Here we go. Looking good. Here we go. Okay. 96, 95% power. There's the effect of the wind gusts. Really not too bad. Okay, let's go up, rotate. Okay, brakes, and bring the gear up. Yep, a little bumpy, a little oscillatory here. Okay, they're up. That's the first part of it. All right. Okay.
Burlington traffic, through track 487. We're starting the circle to runway 29. We're going to be doing a low approach, entering right downwind 29, Burlington.
All right, not too bad. Up to pattern altitude. I don't fly, obviously, as tight of a pattern in this as I do in the Great Lakes. It's a bigger airplane. Need a little more stability here. Okay. Yeah, crosswind on the downwind. Signal traffic Great Twin Cessna November 213 Mike is left downwind runway 26, Lakeville. Righty. First knots and flaps. And here we go. Let's try the gear. Hey, 3 green. Well, that's good. Saints be praised. Lagos traffic. Twin Cessna November 213 Mike left base runway 26, Lake Mills. All right, let's take a look at this guy here. Yep, it's bumpy. Another thing about this having a roof here, I can't see the runway as well in the turn. Let's keep it coming around. There we go. Okay. Yeah, we're scooting sideways, I'll tell you that.
Runway 29, Burlington.
Okay, a little low. Yeah. Okay, let's get back up to a normal glide path. There we go. That wasn't too good getting a little low there, but... Okay, let's come on back. We got 3 green, we got half flaps. That's going to be good enough for now. Show you the how it's fun. Now, we've got the winds coming across the buildings too, and that gives you gusts. And I've got extra airspeed here to counteract that. Ooh, it's fun. Yes, here we go. Okay. And here we go, everything forward, engines look good. Up we go. Okay, brakes on, and gear coming up. Okay, that's not the most wonderful for the airplane. Bouncing around like that, I mean, it's not, you know, it makes it a little tough on the gear. So let's go out and play with some instrument approaches. Just for practice. This is definitely not the most pleasant day to fly, I'll tell you that. But everything looks good on the airplane, everything's working. Let's sink the props here just a little bit, that's annoying. Little too lean there. Now, this guy on. Go ahead and bring the autopilot on. Altitude, okay. Yeah, this is not your most fun day to fly. Bouncing around. That it is. No, didn't mean to do that. Let's go back to heading and altitude. Okay. Alright. Alright, let's go ahead and load the approach. And we'll bring up, in the iPad, we'll bring up the charts. Okay. Turn up to 2.6, there we are. Ubhad is the IAF. Yeah, that's good, okay. Well, it's interesting, my little guy
Federal
here.
area traffic vision 816 Mike Kilo, 4 miles to the east will be inbound runway 30, circle to land, runway 12 on the left-hand pattern, Monroe.
This is bouncing. This is not a fun time. Yeah, we're going to bounce around pretty good. This is not a nice day to fly. At least low altitudes, you'd want to get higher. But as long as I'm up here, I'm going to cycle the gear one more time, just to check it. Nope, okay, gear down. I can hear it. Okay, I got 3 green. Let's go gear up. Now just remember that you put the gear up, not thinking you put it down, because that will not be good. Okay, I'm good enough outside of the initial approach fix there. I'm going to bring it around for an intercept heading. I have a south wind. I'm north of the airfield, so I am not going to tend to overshoot on this sucker, I'll tell you that. And this is just kind of practice, keep the button pushing part of it in. One of the more difficult parts of this whole thing is on using this autopilot and remembering how to use it is the button pushing aspect. You know, I tell people to type safe. Alright, let's bring it around. Yep, there's the airport. I drifted a good ways north, didn't I? Yes. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, I didn't put much of a crosswind correction in because I didn't want to get too close to the runway there, but boy, this wind is
traffic
strong.
16 Kilo, turning left face, runway 12, Monroe.
The wind is strong and it definitely put me out. All right, let's go approach. I'm going to do half flaps again because with this strong, gusty crosswinds, full flaps just kind of, gives them more barn doors, if you will, to blow you around and make it difficult. Okay, there we're correct. Now it's going to be interesting to see how well the autopilot handles this because we're setting here a good 20 knot plus crosswind. All right, it didn't get over eager on the intercept there.
Mineral area traffic vision 816 Mike Kilo, short final runway 12 Mineral.
Let's get the first notch of flaps, that's always fun with pitch up. And let's get the gear. Okay. There we go. That's interesting. Well, the circuit breaker popped on me because I put the gear in flat. There I got 3 green. Okay. But I went above the altitude and it didn't intercept. See, that's one of the things about this. Okay, let's manually intercept on vertical speed to get down. Well, I was thinking about full stop. We're gonna take another run at it here. I don't want GPSS. I want on 2. Okay. Let's get back to the glide slope. I hit the double clutch on the altitude. That should now. That doesn't like that. Okay, it's gonna have to be manual. All right. No, it's interesting. I'm not sure how well the video will be on the my attitude indicator here, but I show that's where I'm pointing to, and that's the heading over there. So I've got a pretty good crab in here. Like I said, I'm going to keep just a little extra airspeed. Because speed is life. I mean, you don't want to have a lot of speed going off the end of the runway, but you want enough that you got control building. And it's bouncing. The autopilot's doing a good job, so I'm going to bring it off now. That was the MDA anyway. What would have been, yeah. The horn. Okay, here we go. All right, burble off the buildings again. All right, everybody forward, let's go. All right, up we go. Brakes, gear coming up. Okay, let's try that again. Alright, let's get everything under control here. I think the issue was putting the flaps and the gear down at the same time. Those are both high loads, so let's get me below my gear speed here. Let's take one more look at the gear. Alright, speed's good. Yeah, I can hear it running. Seems like if I put them down together, they just... must be overloading the system. Okay, there we go. Okay, gear up. Okay, let's go back and get the approach here again. Okay, procedure. There it is. Activate vectors to final. Okay.
Green Bay Unicom Mooney, November 57090, is 8 miles east, inbound landing runway 13.
Okay, we're on altitude, airspeed's 123, that's decent. I could close the cowl flaps, but I'm not going to go into a cruise portion here, so that's fine.
Burlington traffic, Bonanza 8353 November, 10 miles to the north, about for landing, Burlington.
I can put up with the 5 knot loss of airspeed there due to the drag. Oh, you can see downtown Chicago. It's slightly hazy, but not too bad. Yeah, I know, I'm not getting the prop sync. Usually I'll put the sync phaser on. I can even do that.
Burlington traffic, Cirrus 226 Kilo Mike is about 8 or 9 miles to the east
at
2,000 feet doing ground reference maneuvers.
Bring it around. A guy doing ground reference maneuver with these winds. That guy's going to be working.
West Bend.
Let's go back to heading. I want to get a little more intercept before I go nav approach. There we go. Let's go approach. Okay, we have intercepted. Yeah, overshooting. But it will correct back.
Westbound traffic, Mooney 57090, left base.
There we go. Like on the 777, I had the autopilot set up.
Burlington traffic, Bonanza 53 November, 5 miles to the north, setting up for 845 for left downwind, runway 11, Burlington.
It was a high-speed intercept.
Cirrus 226 Kilo Mike.
Okay, it's a high-speed intercept to the localizer, and John, I was about to kick off the autopilot.
263 miles final runway 18 north.
And John Cashman said no, let it do it, and it came back beautifully. Okay, gear's coming down first. Wait till it's down. Good 3 green. Now I'm going to put the flaps down. Okay, syncophaser's coming off. A little bit of, pitch bump there. Okay. Now, let's see, did we capture? Yeah, we got glide slope this time. Okay, now we're coming down. It's correcting back. It's figuring out the wind. It's really a good autopilot, this S-Tech 55X. Probably getting to be an old autopilot by now, but it works quite well. I'm quite pleased with it. Compared to the basic 400, yep, I'm out of my altitude, the original 2500, 300 feet below, so it's, hey, you left your altitude, I know that. Okay.
Lower traffic, 1 minute entering left base, runway 191.
Signal traffic, Twin System November 213 Mike is 2 mile final runway 26. Alright. Nobody around. But you never know that. Okay. There we go. Tracking everything well. But this is with the bounces, with all this stuff, this is a day that if you're queasy, you got a queasy passenger, you don't want to be flying. It's not pleasant. It's the only way I can get the pattern to myself. Yeah. Okay, we're through 1,000 feet, instruments cross-check. Okay, we got gear. We got 15 degrees of flaps, that's all I'm going to use. We're doing 118 instead of 95 on the approach speed. Just keep a little bit higher just for the gusts. I'll start milking it back. But I've got plenty of runway. I don't have a headwind component. Well, I got 4 knots headwind component. Crosswind of 23 knots is what I'm showing here. Oops. So the crosswind component is above the demonstrated. So that's why it gets a little more challenging. 23 here. And it's showing it as a steady, of course, steady crosswind. So that's decent enough. 24 knots. Okay, autopilot coming off. Here we go. Okay, shut up. There we go. Back to the center line. Yep. Okay, come on. Oh yeah, that was fun. Definitely a handful. $60 knots. Yeah, I definitely brought much more energy into the flare here. With only 4 knots of headwind, what do you expect? And I'm holding, 20 knots extra. Okay. Okay, we are clear. Oh, that was fun. Yeah, that windsock is really out there. Well, that's enough gaiety. It's even not that easy taxiing with that crosswind. Airplane really wants to weather vane. Well, I think my issue might have been putting the gear and flaps down together does not work. Apparently the system does not like it. Okay, I've got a mower up here. It's me or him. I'm going to see if he chickens out first. The Groundhog Day coming at the train, on the railroad tracks with the car. Bill Murray. We'll see who chickens first. Oh. Yep, there he goes. Okay. Very good. I like that guy anyway. I don't want to run him over. Well, that's a nice video for showing how much fun the nasty winds can be. Nobody else wants to fly. Can't understand why. That was just so much fun. My wife would not have been enjoying this at all. Let me tell you, she would not have enjoyed this. All right. Alright. Let's make sure my turbine temperature is a little high. Let's let it kind of calm down here. Alright, that looks good.
All right, well, talking to my mechanic, he thinks the circuit breaker might be weak because the system should really take activating both at the same time. But that seems to be the key here, putting the flaps and the gear, both electric, at the same time. Well, hey, interesting flight. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.